Welcome to New Sky TV. Unveiling the secrets of Jade Mat Autumn. Guo Yuxin and Cheng's couple chemistry reaches godlike acclaim. But why did the main characters lose? The waters of Jade Mat Autumn were stirred up by an unconventional couple. The official pairing, seemingly destined for greatness, became a tasteless, underwhelming experience for viewers. Meanwhile, the secondary storyline of Guo Yuxin and Cheng transformed into a sweet treat feast online, prompting countless viewers to exclaim, "My insulin isn't enough." Behind this dramatic reversal lies a precisely calculated sweet economics. Future-style tragic romance loses to spot market sweetness. Who's willing to pay for delayed gratification? The official couple sold a grand blueprint: 3 lifetimes, deeply tragic love, the destruction of the world for love. It sounded epic, but in reality, it was a love futures contract requiring a long wait for fulfillment. In an era where everything pursues instant gratification, viewers have long lost patience. After watching 30 episodes, the main characters are still stuck in a cycle of misunderstandings, with "let me explain" and "I won't listen," and the delivery of their love seems a long way off. But what about Guo Yuxin and Cheng? They offer a sweet, readily available product. Cheng, playing a wealthy young man, looks at Guo Yuxin with eyes that see no grand ambitions, only her. It's not acting for the sake of the plot, it's an instinct overflowing from the screen. He'll unhesitatingly shield her from the storm in front of others. He'll offer her her favorite pastry without asking why when she frowns, and he'll declare firmly amidst rumors, "I believe in her, that's enough." Guo Yuxin's response is equally direct. Her love isn't a hidden undercurrent, but a graceful gaze, an unconscious dependence, and the starlight in her eyes when she smiles secretly. Their interactions are like a fully automated sugar-spreading machine, mass-producing high-purity honey in every frame. Blatant favoritism precisely targets the emotional vulnerabilities of modern relationships. Certainty is so scarce in modern love. Ambiguity, push and pull dynamics, weighing pros and cons, and fluctuating temperatures are the norm. This is precisely why the blatant favoritism offered by the secondary couple is like a precise bullet, piercing the softest desires in the audience's hearts. What the audience is shipping is no longer just the simple plot. They're shipping Cheng's every instinctive act of protecting Guo Yuxin. They're shipping Guo Yuxin's gaze that's always the first to look at him in a crowd. They're shipping that unwavering sense of the world is chaotic, but you are the only one in my eyes. This sense of security, this feeling of being firmly chosen, is as luxurious as diamonds in real-life relationships, yet it's endlessly supplied in their interactions. Character contrast, perfect deities versus vibrant mortals. The main couple often carries too much burden: family, country, past grievances, the shackles of fate. They are more like symbols driving the plot, gods who must be perfect. Their love had to endure countless hardships, had to be grand and righteous, thus losing its earthy charm. The secondary couple, however, were fortunate to have a mortal script. Guo Yuxin's character might have her moments of capriciousness, and Cheng's character might have his helplessness and weaknesses. But it was precisely these imperfections that allowed their love to take root. Their sweetness was the tranquility of listening to the rain together under the eaves, the childlike innocence of secretly sharing a piece of candy, and the hand extended without hesitation in times of crisis. This vivid, concrete goodness nourished the audience's parched emotional world more than the grand but ethereal torture. This CP reversal in Unveiling is less a rebellion by the audience and more an emotional choice made with their feet. While mainstream narratives still peddle convoluted and heavy love futures, savvy viewers have already turned to sweet spot goods that offer immediate emotional value and a definite preference. Guo Yuxin and Cheng won because of their more relatable expression of emotion. Love doesn't have to wait for the next life, nor does it have to sacrifice the world. All I want is the one and only version of myself in your eyes right now. This calm and yet direct sweetness is precisely the most comforting spiritual nourishment in this anxious era. Doesn't it sound incredibly sophisticated, profound, and like one of those museum exhibits requiring paid explanations? That's exactly the problem. This is a typical futures type of emotional product. It tells you that all the pain, misunderstandings, separations, and heartbreak you see now are for the ultimate sweetness of the future. You need immense patience and emotional investment to endure the torment of the first 99 episodes in order to achieve the possible happy ending in the final episode. This business model might have worked 10 years ago, when people had the time, patience, and were willing to grow, suffer, and ultimately triumph alongside the protagonists. But what era are we living in now? My friend, we live in the era of short videos, the era of mental exhaustion, the era where phone calls explode within half an hour of ordering takeout. Users' patience has been trained to be shorter than a goldfish's memory. Do you think it's realistic to ask a worker who has just finished overtime, relentlessly tortured by their boss in PowerPoint presentations, to go home, turn on the TV, and continue watching the protagonists torture each other, continuing to experience the pain of unrequited love? This isn't entertainment, this is overtime. Emotional 996. Audiences spend money and time to buy happiness, not to suffer. The official couple's love futures are too risky, with a long payback period, and could even be wiped out due to the screenwriter's lapse in judgment. Who's willing to gamble? Let's look at the secondary couple, Guo Yuxin and Cheng. What are they selling? They're selling spot goods. They're offering instant gratification, high sweetness alert, and the domineering CEO's exclusive favor. Cheng plays a warlord who presents a cold, aloof facade to the world, but towards Guo Yuxin's charming heiress, he's all about breaking his own rules for her. In product terms, this translates to an exceptional user experience and unexpected personalized service. You see, the contrast in character is the product's biggest selling point. A fiery, passionate, and daring red rose, a reserved, deeply affectionate, and ruthless iceberg. This isn't just a simple good person falls for a good person, it's a chemical reaction, the sizzling sound of ice cubes thrown into strong liquor. This intense dramatic conflict is itself a source of excitement. The trope of a domineering CEO spoiling his wife may be cliché, but it's like Coca-Cola, you know it's unhealthy, but you just can't quit. Because it provides the most direct, stable, and effortless pleasure. More importantly, it's their interaction pattern, their product delivery method. The official couple is like industrial saccharin diluted with water. The torture is real, but the sweet moments are stingy, like squeezing toothpaste, afraid you'll get too full. The secondary couple, on the other hand, is a fully automatic sweetness machine. Arguments? The man apologizes first. Danger? He instinctively protects you. Every frame they're in together is filled with the undercurrent of I'm talking to someone else, but you're all I see. This kind of blatant favoritism is the rarest luxury in the adult world. In real life, we're used to weighing pros and cons, used to equal exchange, used to I should get what I give. This couple shows you that there's a kind of love that transcends cost, that's I just want to be good to you, and that needs no reason. What a healing spiritual massage this is. It precisely hits the emotional soft spot of contemporary young people. We crave to be firmly chosen, we yearn for a pure relationship untainted by any KPIs. So you see, the official pairing's loss wasn't unjustified. Their product logic is delayed gratification, a bitter before sweet approach. The secondary couple's product logic, however, is instant feedback, offering the sweet treat first. In a market with infinite choices and infinitely scarce attention, whoever can capture the user's emotions fastest wins. The official couple's tragic romance is like a complex classical score, requiring you to calmly savor it, while the secondary couple's sweet romance is like a viral TikTok song, simple melody, catchy rhythm, making you sway along in 3 seconds. Which do you think most people would choose? Finally, let's talk about the most real, and most unsolvable reason, the real hard currency hidden beneath all logical analysis, the actors themselves. This is the real reason to overturn the table. All the previous analysis, character design, interaction, and satisfying moments, was merely laying the groundwork for this final conclusion. It's like analyzing a phone's performance, design, and ecosystem for ages, only to find that users buy it simply because the spokesperson is their idol. Fans' love for their idols is an irrational, powerful form of brand loyalty. This loyalty can be directly translated into purchasing power, buzz, and audience emotional bias. When an actor has enough Guo Baoro, a nickname for Guo Yuxin's fans, even a minor character she plays can be analyzed by fans into a grand, epic love story. This is the essence of traffic. It doesn't follow logic, it is logic itself. Therefore, the decline of the official pairing and Yu Diang Qiu and the celebration of the secondary pairing are essentially a textbook example of product war. On one side is an old product clinging to the traditional good wine needs no bush concept, and on the other side is a new species deeply understanding user experience first in fan economy. Thank you for watching the video. See you in the next video. Thank you.